deal. I'm Jaws on the beat, I got a flow that kills. Do my ting with a few G's, Lauren Hill.
What's up guys, it's Unders, and as you can see we are here in Logic Pro, and today I'm going to show you a technique on using dynamic EQ using FabFilter's Pro Q3. However, you can use anything that's got a dynamic EQ option just to help tame some issues in vocals really kind of dynamically, pun intended, so that you can just polish things off and still use EQ but without really affecting the sound, just pulling away at key moments when it's needed without having to automate it all as well. It's the beauty of having dynamic EQ built into something like Pro Q. Then when your mix is all polished off, the channel sponsor can help you with the next step of getting your music out there. And a big thanks to the channel sponsor, DistroKid. DistroKid is a music distribution service and the best way to get your music out to all of the modern streaming services fast, efficiently, and within an independent artist's budget. Check out the description below for a discount today. So I've just made a very quick demo project, literally some loops and the vocals. I'll link where the vocals came from below if you wanted to pick them up for any reason. The other two samples are from a BC sample kit, which I can't link to because I bought it from Kickstarter when he did a Kickstarter a few years back. And the reason I've chose that vocal and just given it some backing for context is it's actually really good. It's really nice and flat, really solid. There's just a couple of key moments where some S sounds creep through, and you could use a de-esser, but we might want to EQ the vocal and control those as well. And we can do it all inside the one thing rather than fighting with ourselves. So let's open up Pro Q. Why not? Let's live life and go extra large. So this is going to give us a profile of our vocal in here, right? Now, a really key moment just here around the wait and see, which was on like about bar 4. You can even see it jump up. We're going to look to control that right there. Now, I've even managed to hold it there. It's giving us, it's going to be around 10k. Dead useful. So let's double click and give ourselves a nice little point. And what we're going to do is actually bring that down like this. And we're going to change it from high shelf. You can use your mouse wheel and scroll, or you can just click and give yourself a bell like that. Now, it wasn't that wide, so we're just going to use our mouse wheel and just narrow that off. It would have been something like that sort of region. I'm going to bring it up a little bit as well from that 10k there, almost to 11. So that sort of covers the right range, okay? Now we need to switch on dynamic mode in Pro Q. Really simple to do. Little drop down menu here, make dynamic. Now that's given us kind of a pull down region here, right? Now the reason I pulled this down originally was so I could see roughly what the curve I wanted to be. Now I'm actually going to bring it back to level, and I'm going to take this region and pull that down as much as 6 dB to kind of control that. All right, now look at this. Pretty much doing what we need straight away with auto being on there. But if we click on auto, we can adjust it manually ourselves if we needed to. What we can do is dial it up just a little bit more so it's not catching all the time and just catching those S, so that C moment just there. And we've got that bang on, it's just capturing that for us. So let's just give ourselves a slightly longer loop and we can really see if it captures those key moments. Right, so let's just do a quick A and B and see if we've actually fixed this at all. So first run with it off, on, off, all that jazz. I'll leave it up on the screen so you can see. Have we improved those S sounds using the dynamic EQ here? I would say, yeah, we've definitely improved that, especially the later region here. I think we've got like Sweet Company around here. Yeah, there's a really, really prominent S there, and listen here. Really is controlling that a bit more. Now we could even make this so it was like the shelf before, and that would do a similar job as well. I just find that a bit much, and I prefer the bell option that we've got there. So why do this like this instead of an de-esser somewhere in your chain? Well, the reason is we can still then control this as an EQ. And perhaps we actually want to add a little bit of high end here. Well, I could even put another point here, and I could still give a boost, and it's still going to be controlled. That's another thing. In the moment here for sort of Sweet Company right at the end, it's still getting through a little bit. There's an extra high one. So the fact is, with a dynamic EQ, I can now do this as well and put another one in. So we'll have another bell, right? We're going to make this really, really sharp, and it's only going to occur at that moment. We'll leave it on auto after making it dynamic and see if it can pick it up for us, what we're after. And like I did before, I just made that a nice sharp bell so we could visibly see it, and then we're going to bring that down to sort of 9 there. Pretty much doing the job on auto. We could tweak it if needed be. Let's try this though. Yeah, that's taking too much out all the time. So we're just going to tap on auto and just dial that up a bit so it's not doing it all the time. Bring it down just a touch there, just so we can capture it, and obviously we can loop around that key area. And that's one of the reasons we'd do it with a dynamic EQ like that. We can be very specific in the regions. We can have multiple split regions, whereas doing multiple de-essers and things like that, not going to be the ideal scenario. Dynamic EQ gives us a lot more flexibility to control just those key areas, but also only have them affected at that particular time and still have our normal EQ and performance curves in creative or corrective, or whatever is needed. I hope that's been helpful for you and given a better idea of how to use dynamic EQ on vocals, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. See you soon.